Alright, I've got my 2.8 kilowatt 2800, I guess, I don't know how exactly they call it, Onan Generator in my toy hauler here. And I took the cover off for the first time, and here's what I found. A couple of acorns here. Start looking a little bit deeper. There's a whole mess of acorns up in here. I'm pushing from below, and it's pushing a whole pile of them. So my guess is, over the time, there's been a nest of something in here. Has to probably be a mouse, because it's a pretty tight area for a squirrel, but I can only tell you, I hope this isn't a bigger problem than I wanted. So. And I bought this last fall. Now it's mid-March. We're getting ready to kick off the season here in April, and I need to verify that I don't have issues here. And I opened this up and I found this. The seller told me, this is a 10-year-old unit, by the way, but the seller told me he hadn't ran the generator the last couple years. It was in storage. So the critters that made this nest up here were probably over in Ohio. And my guess is they're not here anymore. But anyway, because I did see these shells, they look like acorn shells that have been cleaned out. So I got to figure out a way to get all those out of there, and see if I can suck some of those things out with a vacuum hose. Here's what I'm afraid of. These are very old acorn shells. Lord knows how long they've been there, but anyway, here's my problem, or what I'm concerned about, is if they were up there chewing on them things, there's a lot of pieces down in the bottom, and that's also where the wire harness is. So I'm hoping that there's no damage to any of the wire harness or circuits that might be down inside there. Time will tell. Okay, I've been at it for about 5-10 minutes, and so far that's what I've gotten out of there. Now I did figure out that as I started getting some of the bigger stuff out, there's a lot of debris, leaves, grass, nesting material. But there's a big deep cavity in here behind this carburetor that's probably about as big as my fist, and it was pretty full of all that debris. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to use an air hose with a spray nozzle that reaches way back in there. That seemed to get quite a bit of that loose stuff up and out of there. That's the big stuff that I picked out with a pick and some pliers and a vacuum and a couple other ingenious MacGyver ways that I came up with. But anyway, this is just sitting on a tray that I laid here. It's actually the cover panel for this, and I laid here to catch this stuff. But yeah, what a mess. Little frickin' rodents. Okay, I think I've got it pretty much cleaned up. Give you a better look here. All that area back in there, it goes down about 3 inches deep behind this carburetor. It was just a big pocket or a bowl there that was just full of nesting and acorn shells and whatever. So I've got it all cleaned out. I did take my air hose. You saw how I blew all that crap out of there. And I've got it pretty clean all the way around. for the most part. Now what I've done is I've a couple of things here. I've disconnected the fuel line coming from the fuel filter into the carburetor. I'm going to spray some carburetor cleaner up in here. I put this hose on, but it's going to come off. So I got to put some carb cleaner in there, and I'm going to spray a little bit back down this line. I did put some fuel stabilizer with some fresh gasoline in the tank, 5 gallons in the tank. I think it's like a 25-30 gallon tank. I'm not going to fill it up by no means, because that's it's going to take a long time to use that much gas. So anyway, my goal here is to get it running enough to run it 20-30 minutes if it'll run that long, and get the oil warmed up so I can drain the oil and do an oil change on it. So that's my goal next. I do want to mention that when I pulled the gas cap off of the tank is back there in the back. When I pulled that gas cap off, it had that old turpentine smell is what it had in it. So I'm a little concerned about that. I don't think the tank had anything in it, but it did have, and that's why I put that fresh gas in there. Spray this carb cleaner in here and see what that'll, let it sit for a while. Put a piece of copper hook line and tubing in there so I could crank it and see if I could get fuel to pump out, but until I get it to prime, I don't think it's going to pump out anything. So here we go. Let's don't know if that's going to do any good going down in that filter or not, but I've got a fresh charge on a battery, and let's see what happens here. I better put that back on there, huh? There's supposed to be a breaker down here in the bottom, but I don't know exactly what it is or where it is. Well, whatever that is, it's a switch down here. That toggle looking thing right there. I touched it and it dropped down like a light switch. So I don't know if the up position's where it needs to be, or if the down position's where it needs to be. Nothing's marked in there. So we'll see what we can come up with here. Put this hose back on. It's probably going to take it a while to crank and get fuel from all the way to from the back of this, about a 25-foot length where the tank is, all the way up through that fuel line to here. What to do, what to do. I'm gonna try a little different approach. I took the cover off in the air filter. It's really dirty, so I'm gonna have to order a new one. I think I can get those on Amazon. I'm going to try putting a little carb cleaner inside the carburetor. Put this back up here. Not the easiest thing to hold into place, but got this keeper on it. Let's see what that does. Ooh, she tried. Alright, so now we got spark. Probably not getting fuel. It's getting late. It's almost 7 o'clock. It's going to be dark pretty soon, and it's getting cold out here. So I'm on the verge of closing this up and coming back tomorrow. Work on it. So we'll see where that takes us here. For now, though, I did make progress. Not 100%, but we're closer.